Hello everyone, it's Dina, aka Giddy Girl, and wanted to give you a brief overview of my crafting space. I basically call it my studio, and I wanted to kind of have a little bit of a recording for the before picture because I plan on doing some restructuring in here to help with the new craft interests that I have. I gained junk journaling, pocket letters, and now creative planning slashes planning. And so with those additional paper items, I'm kind of bursting at the seams and I kind of just need to get it together. Before, where I was just doing sewing and jewelry making and scrapbooking and card making, I had those items consolidated and together. And with the junk journaling and the pocket letter stuff, it's kind of all over the place. I kind of want to consolidate it. My space is in the garage, and most of it is mine. I share with my husband has this little cubby hole over here where he does his guitar work and stuff, and then over to the right of that, over here, I know that's kind of a dizzy, but that's extra storage. Where we pretty much house the some of the sleeping bags and some of the camping stuff. So, and then costumes that I've made in the past. So that's over there. So here, let me just get to it. So this shelving unit right here is going to mainly be for the pocket letters and the junk journal stuff, and then and anything that has to do with my planners. This little guy right here is a mixed media container. It's actually kind of like a makeup case. And I house the things that I use quite often when I'm doing mixed media. So that's going to go. It doesn't belong there. Like I said, I want to group things that go together. And so, but anyways, that will be all geared towards those three types of crafts, if you will. And then panning over here, you will notice that most of my room is IKEA furniture. I have a ton of Kallax cubes. I love them for the money. I think they do its job. They're nice and sturdy. These guys, some of these have moved with me at least 3 times and they've held up. So this particular one is actually newer. It's like 3 years old. And what it is, it's 2 Kallax cubes back to back against each other. I think we put brackets to kind of hold them together. And then we put a table over the top. The table doesn't fit exactly on top of it, but for the most part it does. And I've got it on there with some industrial Velcro. And then at the bottom, you'll see this is on some casters, so for mobility. So if I want to move this piece out of the way for more floor space, I have the capability of doing that. So I love that about it. Thank you to my husband for helping me with that. That's awesome. I also wanted to resurface it. I want to do some stuff on top of it. I bought some paper 7 months ago, and I'd like to do the top of it. So that's for later, right? And over here, this is my mixed media area. This is a mid-century 28 drawer dresser. I got it for steel. I was so excited when I got it, and I basically purchased it for mixed media stuff. So basically anything that I can do mixed media with is in here. So paints, glitters, embossing, powders, tools for painting, anything that has to do with painting is in here. My dried flowers, my junk jewelry, junk metal, regular metal, anything that I can do that I can use on a mixed media project, which is essentially anything, right? Goes in these drawers. And so I have most of them labeled, and then I moved some things around because I grew, like in the flower section, I grew, so I need to readjust that. So again, that's another ongoing project. Just kind of pan through this tub right here is basically everything that I pull to work on this dress form here. So this dresser tends to be a little bit of a catch-all. So if things end up on my standing desk, then stand-up desk, then I move it over and I kind of just push it onto this counter. So a goal of mine is to actually free up that counter so it doesn't look too cluttered. I don't mind that I have a lot of stuff on it, as long as it's not stuff that doesn't belong there, if that makes any sense. This is part of a Besta unit, I think is one of the cabinets. And then, of course, I have a Kallax underneath it, but I have it covered with I have drawers and I have doors on it, just to kind of keep those things closed off. Those are extra bulk items, like all my napkins for decoupaging. I've got glass in there that I want to vinyl on, and that sort of thing is kind of housed there. It doesn't need to be out in the open. This is all my project containers. So works in progress, I can just pull one of those out. Or if I have an idea, I can just put it all in that little container there and then go and pull it when I'm bored with something else. I like to call myself, I like to say that I have crafter's ADD. So sometimes I'll get bored with doing something and I need to walk away from it and then I want to go do something else. So up here is my glitter station, which due to pocket lettering, it's grown quite a bit. So it took me a while to gather up all those salt and pepper shakers, but I love it. I think it's awesome. It's so pretty. About the only thing I need to find for it is a Lazy Susan. And then, of course, I've got sequins and things like that over there. And that there is my vinyl. It's all on a wine rack. I won't buy any more vinyl. I think I have plenty, way too much. And so if there's a project that I want to do, if I don't have a specific color, then I basically just readjust and change the color, so I can use what I have. So that's there, unless I'm being commissioned for something particular. And usually if I'm being commissioned, it's pretty much from a friend or so. So anyways, and they're pretty flexible. Up here is just some decorative items. I didn't want it to be all craft stuff, floor to ceiling. So, and I'm glad I did that because I like just coming in and kind of looking at the stuff that's up there. I think it's pretty. Again, some more Calyx cubes. Again, I'm shifting things around. The Gemini and it's not a Cuttlebug. It's the bigger guy. I can't remember what it's called right now, but it's Embossing Machine. It's a manual one. So anyways, those are going to get shifted around. I'm not sure if I like them there anymore, and I kind of want to have a couple of more cubes behind me, so all the books kind of need to come down, which those are the books down there. I tried to purge them out, but I had the space, and so I kept them, and I told myself last year, if I'm not using them by this year, then I need to get rid of it. So I probably will be purging those out. I don't need all those books. I hardly ever look at them anymore. So on top of these Michael's cubes, I have my scrap rack. I have 4 of them. I have some room to grow. You can tell at the end it's kind of laying flat there. So basically anything that's embellishment like are in these things. I have some paper from when I first started. I never pulled them back out. I think they're fine in there. It's kind of nice when I take it for a crop. I can just take it with me. But strings, ribbons, brads, eyelets, all those things are in there. Anything that you can think of that's probably an embellishment of some sort. Stickers, they're all in there. They're categorized by theme or by season and so forth. So it's nice. I can go in there. If I need yellow, I can just go to yellow and I can fish through all my stuff that are yellow. And then sometimes I'm able to think outside the box and no longer do I need just a brad. Maybe I'm going to use that yellow button as well. So it's kind of cool. I can thank totally Tiffany for that because that's totally been helpful for me since I was only using like the same thing all the time. As you can tell in this video, I'm not pulling drawers open. I'm pretty much like most of you crafters. I have pretty much the same thing. If you do want to look inside, just let me know and I'll show you a few things. But pretty much in these drawers here, they're labeled. And I've got punches. I don't have a lot of them, so I have my punches in there. I've got tools. So any kind of hand tool are pretty much in there. A leather burner, hole puncher, those type of things. Engravers, those things are in there. And yeah, so that's that. Anything that's kind of officey, like my calculator and things like that are in there. And then I also have like my all of my adhesive. So that way if I need some adhesive, I can just turn my chair around and it's right behind me and I can grab what I want. I do have bulk adhesive in another drawer. This is just for the grab and go stuff. And anything that's kind of like and I also have, sorry, I'm rambling a little bit. I also have like some of my color mediums. So like my watercolor pencils, my chalks, my gelatos, those are all in there as well. So my pencils, my coloring pencils, I keep in there. And then if you look down here, let me see if I can move. You'll see these little guys down there. So those things slide out. I don't remember what you call them. They're from IKEA, and those slide out. And I have all of my We Are Memory punches. We Are Memory Keepers punch boards in there. And so it's kind of nice because I use them quite a bit, so I can just slide it out and then use it and then put it right back where it belongs. And so that's in there along with my label maker, and my hand scanner is in there. So super, super nice. I like it when things are kind of within reach. It's one of the old organizational skills I learned a long time ago. Keep your tools close that you use often. That there is a ink pad holder that I made. I wasn't prepared or ready to purchase any of the fancy ink holders that you see nowadays. I used to be a close to my heart consultant, so I had that turnabout. It no longer fit my needs because since I'm no longer a consultant, I branched out to other ink pads. And so, of course, now I have the oxide inks, and then I have miscellaneous stuff. So I kind of wanted to be able to bring all of that out in case I wanted to use something different than the close to my heart inks. I know that's unheard of if close to my heart consultants are watching this, but yeah, I wanted to use what I have. And then down there, obviously there's my printer, and then Cricut related stuff because it's near my Cricut machines. And then down below there is all my jewelry stuff. Now my jewelry stuff, I'm not branching out from there. Anything jewelry has to remain in those containers. So yeah, there's no need for me to buy anything that's jewelry related again. So unless I'm replacing things that I've used. This corner here, or this wall, is basically my sewing area. It's a little bit of a hot mess because I basically have dropped some stuff on there, and I've dropped the catalog because I'm going to show you that. But anything sewing related is in this area. I have the orange machine, which is my paper sewing machine, and then I have my big machine down there because I was using it. And then for now, I also have my coloring books. My coloring books, again, are going to probably get shifted behind me. Part of the reason why I'm trying to make some room there. I don't like that they're here. There's no reason for them to be here. And so that's bugging me. And this little white unit right here, that was over by my scrap rack. But since I made the new ink pad holder, I just put it there for now. And obviously it's got some little Hero Arts inks, and I think the Cat's Eye inks are in there. So that needs to get moved. I just needed to put it somewhere for now. And then also with my my Shinhans, my markers, that needs to go away too. That is no longer working for me. I want to make sure that this area is sewing related for the most part, or at least like 95% of it. The baskets are a hot mess. I tend to start a project and then I'm like, again, crafter's ADD, and then yeah, it's all there. So I need to go sort through that, and I need to either finish my projects or I need to just decide that I'm no longer going to do the projects. So my vintage suitcases, the one there has some miscellaneous stuff in it. To be honest with you, I think it's just a catch-all. And then the one on the very top has my rosette type trims. I think you can see that little blue jar over there that also has trims in it. And then this vintage suitcase has nothing but lace and trims in it as well. And then down here, this is an Alex drawer set. I love it. I love Alex drawers. And that houses some of my bulk stuff, which is like my adhesives and things like that. And then this one here houses all my sewing notions and thing. And I think what I might do is I might switch those two. So I don't think I have a lot of sewing notions. Or maybe I might expand some of the stuff that's in the baskets and move it in here. So it's a constant work of progress. And I will admit it, organization or organizing is a hobby of mine. So I don't mind moving things around. I just hope I don't gain any more craft interest because I don't know where I'm going to put those things. But I'm definitely not bored in this room. Okay, so I'm going to flip you around. This here is my cardstock, my stamps, and my dies. Now I had very little wood stamps. I got rid of them a long time ago, especially when Close to My Heart went to acrylic stamps. I got rid of most of them. I sold most of them, and the ones I did keep is because they were absolute favorites, and so I didn't want to get rid of them. And so right now I have all of my Close to My Heart cardstock and the pattern papers together. I didn't want to mix them in with my other designer papers and things because I wasn't sure if I was going to rejoin Close to My Heart. But now I've pretty much made the decision I'm not going to rejoin. So what I want to do is I want to consolidate them and then color organize them, color categorize them with the other paper types and packs, and so in other brands. And so I will do that. The stamps are cataloged. That was a huge process, and it's a process that I was thinking I was gonna give up on it. It was so many, and I have like over 400 stamp sets, and I can honestly say I've used them all. But it's amazing to hear that people have like in the thousands. I can't even imagine. That's just crazy to me. So I probably have room now that I switched to the total acrylics, and then I've actually downsized on some of the envelopes and stuff. But yeah, I can't imagine that I'm going to get up to the thousands. So again, I'm going to try to keep with these boxes. I don't want to go beyond the boxes that I already have here. If I do, I need to purge some stuff out. So I just have to. There's no way that I can use all of these. And so I will explain the system. So SB stands for stamp box, and then it's A for, obviously, because it's in order. And then they're numbered. SB stamp box 2. And I'll show you when I go to the catalog later why that's significant. And so I've numbered all of my stamps. And I will show you on the end there, that's my die box. And so I have my dies there as well. These types of boxes basically kind of house the empty envelopes, and then more envelopes down there. And this is kind of chipboard related stuff for bookmaking and things. And then those are all my alterables that I have. I have a little bit of knickknacks here, which I like. I keep thinking I can utilize this space for more crafts, but it's kind of nice to have that some knickknacks and accessories just to kind of give you something to look at so you're not just overwhelmed with everything else that's going on in the room. And even though they're all goodies. And then down here, these are totally Tiffany binders as well, and I have like all of my Anna Griffin card kits in there, and ephemera and things like that. And then those boxes are empty, so it's nice to have a little space to grow. I'm not sure what I'm going to use them for, but I'm not getting rid of them yet. So, and then here, like I said, since I've gotten into junk journaling and pocket letters, my paper has grown again, and it's grown to the point of paper pads, which I used to not be a fan of it. So it's kind of interesting that I have all these paper pads now. It's just crazy. And then these are all of my older scrapbooks. So that I've done. It's interesting that haven't really been into scrapbooking, but you know what? Anything craft related, I'm definitely all in. So if I go to a class and it's scrapbooking class, I'm totally gonna do it. So I just love crafting, and it's just I have other interests that are kind of taking up my spare time right now. So there's that. And then I wanted to show you, the system as far as the cataloging. I'll get to that just in a minute. I wanted to show you this part in the floor. This is real time. This is my room right now. This is the state that it's in. It's not super clean. So I'm not going to apologize for it, right? Because we as crafters know. So I have my 2 Cricut machines. I have the older one, and then I have this one, which is no longer new. I guess I heard the term that it's archaic now, so that's kind of crazy. But I love it. It still works. It's in good shape. And then I recently got this machine here, which was the scan and cut. So I'm still learning that machine. And everyone's right. It has its own purpose, and I love it. This is kind of a catch-all. I didn't show you the one that doesn't belong over there, which has the stamps that I bought within the last couple of months that needs to be cataloged. And then this is kind of just the dies and the embossing folders that need to be cataloged. And so I'll show you, I kind of missed a couple of things. So what I wanted to tell you on the scrap rack over there that's laying down, I also have my embossing folders in there. And I also have my pocket letter theme type stuff. So Halloween is in there, fall is in there, Christmas is in there, New Year's is in there. And so that's in there. And then to show you the catalog. So like I said, I have stamped, other than the things that I have purchased in the last few months, I have stamped every one of my stamps. I've used them. And so I got this idea from Totally Tiffany, taking her organization challenges. And so basically I stamped in here, this is underneath the theme, alpha and words. Any stamp set for the most part that has words in it went into this category. And so this one here, this has a bird on it, and it also, you know, it has words in it. Because maybe I don't want to use the bird in one of my cards, but maybe I want to use this word here, believe in yourself, which is really pretty. So at any rate, it says A, stamp box 11. Now, if I were to go over to the animal section, I am probably, well, I know I'm going to find it in here as well. And there it is. So maybe I'm looking for a bird one day. And then I go to my animal section. I really love this bird. So then I'm going to go and find it in my box, my stamp box, 11, box A. So, and then before I go over there, I kind of want to show you the same thing. My dies are exactly the same thing. I've punched all my dies. So if I want to use this flamingo, I'm going to go to my die box in number 47 and it's going to be in there. So let's go to 11. Sorry, look at my dirty floor. I can go over here and I can look for SB11 and there it is. Okay, and then the other one, I think 47 in my die box. You guys are going to follow me over to the die box. Hopefully you're not getting dizzy. I know everybody says that. Here's my die box. And then I can go here and look for 47 and hopefully it's going to be the flamingo. And sure enough, it is. And what's really awesome about this is that I can pull as many stamp sets as I want out. And as long as I put them in the envelope that they're supposed to go back into, I can literally put away my stuff in literally less than 20 minutes. Sometimes I work myself into an 8 by inch space on my desk. And so there's a lot of stuff. And then maybe I might have like 8 different stamp sets out. But yeah, I can just put them away and I can come in here and I can file them away. That way I can find them the next time. I don't usually put stamp sets with with projects that are in process. I try not to do that because I don't want to lose track of them. The other thing I wanted to show you is the carts. So I had a big tool cart in here. It was a big red beast in here. And at first it was great. The problem was it was so bulky and I might only need a little portion of it, but I was having to pull the big thing out and it was too cumbersome to do that. So I got rid of it. I sold it easily. I can't believe how many people were interested in it, but I sold it. And then I downsized to 2 of these carts. And these are similar to the Rascot carts, but these were bought at Target. And I love it because now this one here houses all of my planner stuff, like my day-to-day, like I'm going to grab it and use it, planner stuff. And then when I go to planner party, I can just bag all that up and then take it with me. Okay, so that's there. And then my planners that I'm working in. And then here is my project cart. So right now I'm kind of working on a journal for somebody. And so all that stuff is right here. And then I might have some of the pocket letters that I might be working on too. So some of that gets here. And then down here, I could put things down here as well for the projects that I'm currently working on. So when I get bored of doing one or I'm kind of stumped, I can move on to something else. And then I can trade them out and put them on my desk. And this keeps a lot of stuff. So as you can tell, this is my sitting desk. it's not completely covered. Where before, when I had that big red cart, it was completely covered with stuff. I could not find anything if I wanted to, and it was very frustrating. And I don't like to work under those circumstances. It's very stressful for me. So yeah, I had to figure out a better plan. So that's it right there. And then one more thing, I will show you my. I'm so proud of it. My little ink thing. Now, I think it'll hold up for a while. I think it's fine. I think this thing cost me less than maybe 15 bucks to do, maybe almost 20, only because I had to purchase all of these because I was too lazy to use foam core that I've seen on some of the YouTube videos. And these things were like $2 a pop at IKEA. They're called Hofdas. And so they're the little dividers that you could put into drawers and things. And so, yeah, so I had to go buy those again because I'm lazy. I didn't want to do a lot of cutting and gluing and so forth, so it was just easier for me. And I wanted something fast because my personality tends to be an instant gratification girl, which is why when I was cataloging my stamps and my dies, I was growing tired of it, and I seriously almost thought I was gonna give up. So, but anyways, that's it. And I've got a little bit of room to grow, and I love it. And I can see all of these are literally all my inks except the little ones. So I think that's it. Oh, one more thing. Those boxes up there, those are things that don't need to be out, don't need to be seen, and they're numbered. And basically what I did is I group like things together. So whether they be empty, alterable type albums, and things like that. I used to subscribe to Darby Smart. So those project kits came in the mail monthly. There's another one that I subscribe to. So those are all in those boxes, and along with my Xyron supplies. So I have another master list written, and it tells me what's in each one of these boxes. So I don't have to keep pulling these boxes down to look inside. I can look at my master list and see, oh, you know what? I want to work on a Darby Smart project. I want to see what I have. So then I can just go to one because that's where they're all housed. I just look at my master list and it tells me. Or I need extra Xyron adhesive. So I can go to 2 and I just pull that down. So that works really well for me. And then, I mean, they're pretty. They're not just ugly looking brown boxes. So I'm pretty happy with that. And I think that's it. I may have forgotten something. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that's it. So anywho, that's it. If you have any questions for me, just comment below, and I'll be happy to answer it. And that's it. Until next time, have a great day. Thanks, and bye.